Hello, my dear students. I am P. Venkateshwarlu, PGT Physics, Dinandal Public School. Today I will discuss about current electricity. Calculate the current drawn from the battery in the given network. To problem. Here they given one circuit diagram. By saying it is difficult to solve that problem. Okay, so we can draw the equivalent circuit diagram for the given diagram. Okay, please observe. Okay, so we can change this like a Wheatstone bridge, like a Wheatstone bridge. In middle of the resistance is 5 ohms. 5 ohms. We can arrange like this. Okay, see here, this is 1 ohm, 1 ohm, here 5 ohms, then here 2 ohms, remaining here 2 ohms, remaining 4 ohms, remaining battery 4 volts. Okay, plus minus 4 volts. Okay, see. According to Wheatstone bridge principle, that is P by Q is equal to R by S. If these resistors are in the same order, if the resistance of the ratio of the same order, we can remove the 5 ohms resistance, 5 ohm resistance. Okay. P by Q is equal to R by S. Suppose 1 by 2 divided by 2 by 4 or 1 by 2 divided by 2 by 4 means P Q R S. P Q R S. Okay. P Q R S means what is P? 1 divided by 2, 2 divided by 4. Okay. So this ratio is same. Okay, now we need to remove this 5 ohms resistor. We can remove 5 ohm resistor. So we can get another equivalent diagram like this. In this case, 1 ohm, 2 ohm series, 2 ohms and 6 ohms series. Okay, understand? Okay, 1 ohm, 2 ohm, 3 ohms, 3 ohms, 3 ohms, remaining 2 ohms, 4 ohms which are in series connection, 2 plus 4, 6 ohms, battery 4 volts battery, 4 volts battery. Okay, say here. These 3 ohms and 6 ohms are in parallel connection. How we can find the equivalent resistance? We know that formula R equivalence R effective is equal to 1 by 3 plus 1 by 6. Okay, 6 plus 3 by 3 into 6, 18. 1 by R effective. So rearrange this 9 by 18. 9 ones, 9 twos. R effective, 1 by R effective is equal to 1 by 2. 1 by R effective is equal to 1 by 2. R effective is equal to 2 ohms. 2 ohms. Okay. So from the resistance and potential, from the resistance and given potential means given battery, we have to find the current according to Ohm's law. According to Ohm's law, V is equal to IR, I is equal to V by R. So what is the value of V? 4 divided by 2. 2 ones, 2 twos. Current I is equal to 2 amperes. 2 ampere. Okay. So from this circuit, so we have to change the equivalent resistance diagram. Okay, so we can remove middle of the resistance. Okay, based on the Wheatstone-Bridge principle, P by Q is equal to R by S. If the ratio are same, okay, bits is balanced condition, we can remove middle of the resistance. We can get the remaining 2 and 2 resistors series by adding 2 series, and here we can get the parallel circuit. By using formula, we can get resistance. Okay, so with the help of resistance and battery, we have to find the current. Coming to meter bridge, it is also known as a slide wire bridge. It is a practical form of Wheatstone bridge. Coming to principle, it is constructed on the principle of balancing condition of Wheatstone bridge. So what is the balancing condition of Wheatstone bridge? Yes, P by Q is equal to R by S. P by Q is equal to R by S. Okay, so coming to the construction, it consists of a wire of length 1 meter, from 0 to 100 centimeter, 1 meter. Okay, and of uniform cross-sectional area stretched and clamped between the two metallic strips, so which is L-shaped, bent at right angles. The metallic strips has two gaps across which resistors can be connected. See here, we can have two gaps. We can connect R resistance. This R resistance is known resistance. Here S resistance. Here unknown resistance. S is unknown resistance. Okay. By the principle of balanced condition of Wheatstone bridge, which is given by P by Q is equal to R by S. So coming to how we can measure unknown resistance by using meter bridge. Okay, see, so the arrangement of circuit diagram, here 1 meter wire and 1 meter length scale. Okay, this wire having uniform cross sectional area, and here L-shaped strips, here 2 gaps. One gap known resistance, another gap unknown resistance. Here the circuit we can connect battery and peak. Okay, see here, when we can place unknown resistance in the right gap. Okay, see here we can arrange galvanometer from B to galvanometer. Galvanometer to it is B. We can say that is jockey. Okay. So jack have sharp knife edge. Okay. See how we can measure unknown resistance means, first we can arrange this circuit. Okay. So by taking jacking, so jacking moves on the 1 meter wire. Okay, from 0 to 100. From 0 to 100. So we can slide the jacky on the wire, which having 100 centimeter from 0 to 100. Okay, while moving jacky on the wire at particular point that is denoted D. Okay, at particular point and particular length, galvanometer shows null deflection, means the current passing through galvanometer is 0. So at that time it shows null deflection. So we have to find that point between 0 to 100. Okay, from 0 to D we have to measure length L. Okay, so remaining length how we can calculate? Okay, 100 minus L. Okay, other length we can measure from 100 minus L. So this is L1. If we can take L1, here L2. This L2 is equal to 100 minus L1. 100 minus L1. Okay, here L2 means from D to C. D to C length is called L2 from 0 to D. So what is that point? By moving jockey on the wire, at particular point say it is D, galvanometer shows null deflection. Means the current passing through galvanometer is 0. So we have to take that point. We have to measure the distance between from A to D. Say it is L1. Remaining length is called L2. See, L2 is equal to 100 minus L1 because the length of the wire is 100. So remaining length L1 from both 100 minus L1 we can get L2. Okay, so in this way we have to find unknown resistance by using Wheatstone-Bridge principle, that is P by Q is equal to R by S. Okay, that is equal to L1 by L2. That is equal to P by Q is equal to R by S. That is equal to L1 by L2. L1, okay. L2 is equal to 100 minus L1. 100 minus L1. Okay. So in this way we have to find unknown resistance by using meter bits. Unknown resistance is S. Unknown resistance is S. Okay. So S is equal to rearrange this. S is equal to 100 minus L1 divided by L1 into R. Okay. So by using this formula, we have to find unknown resistance. We have to place it at the second gap. Okay. So and we can compare the ratio of unknown resistance. Means R by S is equal to L1 by L2 or L1 divided by 100 minus L1. Diagram of meter bridge as shown in the figure. It consists of 1 meter wire of uniform cross section area tapped between two metallic strips bends at right angle. Placed along a meter scale having 100 centimeters. There are two gaps, one on the left, one on the right. Say yes or in the following one resistance is known and another one is unknown resistance. So here G is galvanometer. We connected between the two L-shaped plates, metallic strips. A and C means 100 centimeter. That wire is clamped between two metallic strips. One end of the galvanometer is connected B and another end of the galvanometer is connected that is jockey. It is denoted J. Okay. This meter bits is also known as slide wire bits. It is a practical form of Wheatstone-Bridge. The edge of jockey is slide over the metallic wire, so having constant resistance, constant uniform cross sectional area. Okay, so in S and R resistance, R is unknown resistance, S is known resistance. We have to find unknown resistance is R by using Wheatstone-Bridge balancing condition. S resistance connected at the left gap of the meter bridge. The knife edges and end of the jockey slide over the metallic wire A to C or A to D like that. At particular length, the galvanometer shows null deflection, means no deflection.
when we can get the null deflection, we can mention the length is L. Remaining part of the length we can say 100 minus L. By using Wheatstone-Bridge principle as per centimeter R, so we know that resistance is proportional to its length, S is proportional to L, and R is proportional to 100 minus L. Say it is S by R is equal to L by 100 minus S by R is equal to L by 100 minus L. Okay, AD distance is L, and DC distance is 100 minus L with respect to resistance. Okay, from the balancing condition of Wheatstone-Bridge P by Q is equal to R by L, so by comparing Wheatstone-Bridge, here AB is there, AB Wheatstone-Bridge R2 resistance in meter bits S, which are resemble to Wheatstone-Bridge. BC R4 resistance, which is analogous to R. DA R1, and in meter bits R into L, resistance into length, we can say we can take only L, and CD R3, and here R into 100 minus L. AC, that is cell, here also same cell. BD galvanometer, there also galvanometer. From the Wheatstone-Bridge R4 is equal to R2 divided by R2 into R3 by R1. Okay, we can write in the form of meter bits. R is equal to S into 100 minus L by. Coming to question A. In a meter bits as shown in the figure, the balance point is found to be at 39.5 centimeter from the end A. When the resistor Y is of 12.5 ohms, determine the resistance of X. Y are the connections between resistors in a Wheatstone or meter bits made of thick copper strips. B. Determine the balance point of the bridge above if X and Y are interchanged. C. What happens if the galvanometer and cell are interchanged at the balance point of the bridge? Would the galvanometer source any current? Problem. Okay, here we can have three questions, A, B, C. In A, they given values of meter bits. Okay, so X is unknown resistance, known resistance is 12.5. They given one length, that is 39.5. Remaining length 100 minus 39.5, we can get 60.5. So by using Wheatstone-Bridge formula, we have to find X resistance. So that is, you know that X divided by Y, X divided by Y is equal to 39.5 divided by 60.5. X divided by Y is equal to L1 divided by 100 minus L1. This is the main formula. Okay, so X is equal to 39.5 divided by 60.5 into Y. What is the Y value? 12.5. 12.5. So by cancelling, we can get 8.16 ohms. By cancelling, we can get X, unknown resistance X is equal to 8.16 ohms. Coming to the
coming to the question B. Okay, so if x and y, this x and y are interchanged, then the balancing point will be at 60.5 centimeter from A. Okay, see, if we can rearrange this, we can get the value of L1 60.5 instead of 39.5. If this xy are interchanged, here length also will interchanges. Coming to third question, that is C. Okay, so in balanced condition of the bridge, the cell and galvanometer can be exchanged. The galvanometer will still shows zero deflection or null. Coming to potentiometer. Potentiometer is an apparatus used to compare EMFs, electromotive force of two cells, and to measure an internal resistance of the cell. Okay, so what is potentiometer? Potentiometer is an apparatus used to compare EMF, electromotive force of two cells to measure internal resistance. Coming to principle. So it is based on the fact that the falls of potential across any portion of the wire is directly proportional to the length of that portion, provided that wire is of uniform area of cross section and constant current is flowing through it, or potential drop of the wire is directly proportional to the length of the conductor. So we can say that is V is directly proportional to L. V is directly proportional to L. Potentiometer. So it consists of a number of segments of wire having cross-sectional area stretched over a wooden board between the two thick copper strips. Okay, each segment of wire having length of 1 meter, 400 centimeters or 4 meters. Okay, a meter scale is arranged which is fixed parallel to its length. Okay, so a battery is connected across the two ends of terminals, which sends current through the wire, which is kept constant by using a rheostat. Okay, so according to Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. Okay, so then R is equal to, according to specific resistance, R is equal to rho L by A. So by using these two equations, we can get V is equal to I into rho into L divided by A. Okay, see here in this circuit we can send constant current and the wire having uniform cross section area and having same specific resistance. Okay, so rho A are fixed or constant in this case. Okay, so these are all constant. Okay, here only variable V and L. So from this, V is directly proportional to L.
V is directly proportional to L. Okay, potential drop along wire in is directly proportional to the length of the wire. Coming to applications of potentiometer. Applications of potentiometer, we can have two applications. First one, to compare the EMFs of the cell. Okay, so suppose we can have two cells, we can compare the ratio. Okay, so and another one, to find or to determine the internal resistance of the cell. Okay, so what is internal resistance? The electrolyte possessed by some resistance in the cell. Okay, so that resistance we can say internal resistance. Okay, coming to application 1, to compare the EMF of the cell. So we know that this is potentiometer. This potentiometer having 400 centimeter length. Okay, so in order to construct strike 400 centimeters, it is impossible. So that's why we can cut 100, 100, 100. Okay, so 0 to 100, 100 to 200, 200 to 300, 300 to 400. Okay, so here we connected two wires and we connected two EMFs, two cells, cell 1 and cell 1 and cell 2. Here 1 and 2, here galvanometer. So here galvanometer to jack. So here from A to ammeter, then battery, rheostat, plug key. Okay, see, so this is the complete circuit diagram. This is the complete circuit diagram. First one, if we connect galvanometer to E1, okay, be careful. Okay, how we can compare by using potentiometer to EMFs. First step, okay, so we can attach the galvanometer to E1. Be careful. First, we can connect E1 cell to the galvanometer E1 by adding galvanometer to E1. So according to potentiometer, we know that the potential drop of a wire of length which is proportional to length of the wire. Potential drop is proportional to length of the wire. Okay, so understand, by adding E1 cell with the help of the jockey, okay, jockey moves on the wire from 0 to 400. Okay, so what we have to do, we can start jockey from 0. Okay, jockey slides over the conducting wire. Here 1 meter wire is there. Okay, so continuously we can slide jockey on the wire like this. Okay, so until we can get the galvanometer null deflection. Until we have to get the galvanometer source 0 deflection or null deflection. Okay, so like this. Okay, at particular point. So at particular point, galvanometer source null deflection. Okay, so at particular point you can say some x or y. Okay, understand? So what is the length? Okay, at particular point, galvanometer source null deflection, we have to measure that length. Say it is L. Length L or L1. Say it is L1. Okay, so means E1 is directly proportional to L1 according to the principle of potentiometer. Okay, so we can remove this proportionality. E1 is equal to 5 into L1. Okay, 5 we can say potential gradient. 5 is equal to V by L. Potential gradient.
potential gradient. Potential gradient. Volt per meter. SI unit is volt per meter. Okay, so this is equation 1. Equation 1. Next, by connecting second EMF with galvanometer, be careful. By connecting E2 cell with galvanometer, okay, by adjusting jacking from 0 to 400, okay, first coming to second point, we can connect E2 cell with galvanometer. With the help of the jacking, we can slide on the wire until we can get the null deflection. Okay, so at particular point, say it is another one. At particular point, say it is y. At particular point, the galvanometer shows null deflection. So that particular length we can denote it L2. Okay, by using of E2 cell, we can get the length is L2 from 0 to 100, like that. We can get the length is L2. So that is E2 proportional to L2. E2 is equal to 5 L2. This is equation 2. Okay, understand? Equation 2. Okay, equation 2 by equation 1. Okay, coming to equation 1 by 2, equation 1 by 2 or 2 by 1, you can get E1 by E2 is equal to 5 L1 5 L2. 5 gets cancelled. E1 by E2 is equal to L1 by L2. Okay, so in this way we have to compare two EMF of the cell, which is very important for board exams.
Here I am giving you homework. Please complete it by tomorrow and send to my WhatsApp number. Coming to homework. How a meter bit is used to determine the unknown resistance of a given wire. Write the necessary precautions to minimize the error in the result. Coming to second question, Roman number 1. With the help of a circuit diagram, explain how a potentiometer is used to compare the EMF of two primary cells. Obtain the required expression used for comparing the EMFs. Second one. Write two possible causes for one-sided deflection in a potentiometer.